feel like you're giving too much? Or do you ever feel like you're just being taken advantage of by others? If so, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Justina. I'm an occupational psychologist and personal coach, and I'm on a mission to help others to have more happier and fulfilling relationships and increase their self-worth and self-esteem by clarifying and maintaining healthy boundaries. And in today's video, I want to talk about the fact that if you ever feel like you're always giving too much to others but not receiving enough in return, or you're feeling constantly disrespected by others, it's not because you are the problem. It's because the lack of boundaries is. If you feel like you're all the time giving too much to others, being disrespected by others constantly crossing your line, then you need to learn how to set and maintain healthy boundaries to really protect yourself and your mental health. But before we dive into the video, let me tell you briefly what boundaries are and how to set them. Boundaries are not requests, they are not negotiable, and they are not selfish or rude. Boundaries are your limits and barriers that can protect you, your values, and what you feel comfortable with. Boundaries are the way of showing yourself and others what you tolerate and what you don't, what you accept and what you reject, and what you respect and what you find disrespectful. But boundaries are not about changing other people's behavior, because you cannot control how other people will react or what they will do. Boundaries are about changing your own behavior and how do you respond to other people's behavior. But how do you set and maintain healthy boundaries? In my previous video, you can find how to clarify and set your boundaries. So if you haven't watched this already, please go back to that, because there is much more details about the whole process than we're going to cover in this video. First of all, you need to understand that boundaries are not universal. Boundaries are personal and individual, and they depend on your values, priorities, and experiences. What works for me might not work for you. That's why it's important to know yourself, to respect yourself, and to know what's important to you. So just to recap, to set boundaries, you need to identify what do you feel comfortable with, what do you find respectful, what do you find disrespectful, what you can tolerate, and what is non-negotiable. Think about the different areas of your life: physical, emotional, financial, sexual. What are you comfortable and what are you not? What makes you happy and what makes you unhappy? What do you need and what do you want? Write down your boundaries and be as specific as possible. Later on, you want to communicate your boundaries. Don't let other people to guess your boundaries. Tell them what you prefer, what you want, what you find respectful and disrespectful. By saying, I prefer, I like, I want, I feel. You can also explain the reasons behind it, but don't feel like you need to over-explain yourself. For example, when you are tired and you don't really want to hang out with your friends, you can say, I don't feel like going out today, I need some time for myself, but I really appreciate your invite. And later on, to keep maintaining your boundaries, you need to enforce your boundaries. Other people might need multiple reminders or for you to show them your boundaries by protecting them and telling them about the consequences if they keep on pushing your boundaries. For instance, if somebody keeps on pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do, you can remove yourself from the situation by either not replying to them or just leaving the house, the room you are currently in. So now, how exactly can you maintain your boundaries? First, it is important to keep reviewing your boundaries. As mentioned before, there is no universal boundaries, and because you evolve, you develop, and your changes, your values, priorities, your boundaries might also change. Boundaries are not static. They can change over time depending on multiple circumstances, your needs or growth. That's why it's important to review them and see if your boundaries are serving you well. You can adjust your boundaries according to different situations and the people you are dealing with, as long as you don't compromise your values, beliefs, and your well-being. Also, you want to respect other people's boundaries. Don't expect other people to respect your boundaries if you don't respect their boundaries. If you want other people to respect your boundaries, show them that you respect their boundaries and support them with standing up for themselves by saying, I respect your decision, I will not force you to do something that you don't want to do. Or supporting them by saying, I'm so proud of you that you did that you keep continuing doing it. It's amazing that you're sticking to your values. But the last and the big part of maintaining boundaries is practicing self-care and self-compassion. Maintaining boundaries can be challenging because you don't really know how other people will react, and sometimes their reaction is not really positive. They might reject you, they might be angry, or they might keep on pushing and not respecting your boundaries. So that's why it is so important for you to be kind to yourself and keep remembering what are you standing up for and why this is so important for you. Be kind to yourself and start doing more things that align with your values and your beliefs and support your mental well-being. You want to respect yourself, you want to value yourself, and you want to be your own best cheerleader. You want to be your best friend, not an enemy. So then you feel strong within yourself when you're standing up for your values against other people. You may also seek some support from friends or family, or watch more of my videos, or ask me a question, how to deal with certain challenging situations. And now let's talk about certain scenarios and responses that you can use in the specific situation when communicating your boundaries. Scenario 1. Your friend asks you to go out with them, but you have a lot of things to do and you need some rest. You tell them that you cannot go, but they keep on persuading and trying to convince you to go. And in that situation, you can say, I appreciate your invitation, but I really cannot go with you today. I have a lot of things to do and I need some rest. Please respect my decision and don't pressure me. Maybe we can go another time when I'm less busy. And in that situation, you can actually offer alternative time so then they are aware that you will have time for them. You're not just dismissing them, but you're just rescheduling that together time. Scenario 2. Your partner wants to check your phone, email, or social account. You tell them that you value your privacy and you don't want them to invade it, but they accuse you of hiding something or being unfaithful. And in that scenario, you can say, I love you and I trust you, but I also need some privacy and space. I don't want you to check my email, phone, or social media account. And it's not because I'm hiding something or being unfaithful. It's because it's my personal boundary. Please respect my boundary and don't violate it. And if you have any concerns or doubt, you can talk to me about that. Scenario 3. Your boss is asking you to work overtime or take on some extra tasks, even though you already completed your assigned work and you have other plans or commitments. And you tell them that, but they threaten you with some negative consequences. And in that case, you can tell them, I understand that you need some help with this project, but I can't work overtime or take some extra tasks. I already have done my work and I have other commitments. I have a time boundary and I stick to it. Please respect my boundary and don't threaten me. And if you need more help with this, you can ask someone else or hire more staff. And in all those scenarios, if the person keep on pushing on your boundaries, remember that you can remove yourself from this situation. You can say, please do not pressure me because I'm going to leave a room, or I'm going to stop talking to you until you change the subject. And if they keep on doing and if they keep on pushing your boundaries, in that moment you need to show them your boundaries. And if you told them that you're going to leave the room if they keep on doing it, in this moment you need to do that as well. You need to leave their room because you said that this is your boundary. For example, in a relationship, if you have emotional boundary and you don't like when somebody is screaming at you and you tell them, please don't scream at me because I feel uneasy. And they keep on doing it. Later on, you might say, if you don't stop screaming at me, I will need to leave the room. And if they keep on screaming, simply just leave the room and come back when they are calmer and they acknowledge that this was your boundary and you are not going to accept their behavior. Everyone has different boundaries and there is no really universal approach to them. So if you have some questions, please comment down below or please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. And if you want to learn more about setting and maintaining your boundaries, stay tuned for my next video where I'll be talking about mistakes when setting and maintaining boundaries and how to fix them easily. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever I'm posting a new video. I'll see you in the next video.